if you have but one day in Rome, or you're in Rome for many days. Your very first day, this is what I think you should do, and here's why. Rome should be considered kind of like a grand buffet. If you were to go to the greatest buffet in the world, it's not likely you'd load up on a bunch of potatoes. You would likely try a lot of different things, load up that plate with, a dozen or so things, and then as you sample them, you then go back through the second time in the line and kind of get more of those things that really appealed to you. And that's kind of how I think Rome should be approached. Rome has so much to offer, but on the very first day, you should kind of get a sampling of everything. And this itinerary that I set up takes you through most of Rome's sites all in the first day. And what's amazing is it'll allow you now to relax, knowing that you've seen most of Rome's iconic sites. Then you can go back and kind of like say, hey, I really enjoyed, maybe at the Vatican, you wanted to go spend more time at the museum, or you wanted to spend more time in the Imperial Forum. Whatever it is, you can even say, hey, now that I've seen this, I want to spend more time getting to know Rome and maybe hang out in cafes, check out the nightlife, go to parks. You could take a day trip from Rome, including Frascati, you can go to Tivoli, you can go out to Spoleto, and there's so many other places to go that are just a short train ride away. Also, within the city of Rome, there's a couple of sites that are just great that many people don't get a chance to see because they're so busy and trying to get to the other major sites that they miss out. And these are the Via Appia Antica. You can take an e-bike ride down Via Appia Antica. You can go visit Aqueduct Park and see the Roman aqueducts, and those are pretty spectacular. My one-day tour that I set up is available on Kamoot. I use Kamoot because it's free to use in Rome. I think in other cities they may charge a fee, but Rome is considered a demo city. So I put this itinerary in Kamoot, and it will be in the comments, and you can get a link to that. So with your phone, you won't get lost. It'll take you right where you need to go to see all these major sites, and it'll be a day that you won't forget. Here we go. If you look on your computer, this is the map route. Now, if you're coming from any part of Rome, it's pretty simple to get to the metro, or not to the metro, it's pretty simple to get to the Vatican. You can get there by metro, you can get there by bus, you can get there by taxi. The point is we need to get to the Vatican and try to get there by 8 a.m. That's the goal. And the reason we want to get to the Vatican by 8 a.m. is that is when the Vatican opens up. If you get there like 7:45 and get in line, you're going to find that you spend very little time in line, and you'll be able to get right into the Vatican when it's not crowded. And if you wait till later in the day to go to the Vatican, sometimes you can wait 2 and 3 hours just to get inside, pretty much ruining your day. So we want to get to the Vatican at 8 in the morning. And then you can go in, visit the cathedral, and at 9 a.m., if you're up for it, you can also take the climb to the top of the dome of the Vatican. That opens at 9 a.m. The tickets, let me show you where the tickets are at. I'm going to switch screens here to Google Earth. In this black door here, where it's shadowed door, it's not really a door, it's a hallway. You're going to walk in there, and that's where you purchase the tickets to go on top of the roof. There's an elevator that will take you up here, and then you're going to exit like somewhere around here, walk up into this dome here, and you're going to climb a bunch of stairs to get yourself to the top up here, top of the Vatican up here. And it's about 500 stairs. It's a little bit, tight spaces. So if that's not your thing, this may not be for you. But if you don't mind that, you can do that. Then, hey, the views from up here are spectacular, and it's well worth I think it's like €8. So it's pretty reasonably priced. Once we're done there, we've budgeted ourselves about 2.5 hours total to be at the Vatican, getting there at 8 in the morning, no later than 8 in the morning. And then by about 10:30, we need to make our way to the metro. And the metro, let me go here on Google Maps. Metro is not very far from the Vatican. It's right down this straight street here from the Vatican. And you're going to see a bunch of people walking this direction. So the metro is like right around this area here. And so you just walk down the street probably 300-400 yards, and you'll see the metro entrance station. And we're going to be heading from there to the Termini train station. And from there, we're going to hop or change lines. We're going to be, I believe we're on the A line, we're going to switch to the B line, or we're on the B line and switch to the A line. But anyway, we're going to switch lines at Termini and heading towards the Colosseum, and that's where we're going to exit, and that's where we're going to pick up this tour at the Colosseum. Okay, so now we're back on Kamoot, and if you look here, we're going to be exiting where it says A there, right where my little arrow's at. We're going to be exiting at the Colosseum. And at this time, we're not going to go into the Colosseum or into the Imperial Forum. We're going to get a good view of the Colosseum as well as the Forum. Okay, so when we get out of the metro, we're going to walk around the Colosseum to the Arch of Constantine, and then we're going to head down. It's called Via of the Imperial Forum. It's a road that goes right along the Imperial Forum on both sides as it heads towards Piazza Venezia, which is about 400 or 500 meters up the road. And there is the monument of Victor Emmanuel that we'll take a look at next. Now that's this thing here. It's absolutely huge. Here it is. It's absolutely huge and can be seen from many areas of Rome. But we're going to, once we get out here, go take a picture, and then we're going to be walking up the left side of this. There's some stairways that will head up to a piazza, and there's this little stairway there, and there's a piazza up here that was designed by Michelangelo. It's right here, okay? So from here, this is called the Campidoglio, and from here there's a really cool overlook of the Roman Forum. It's one of the best. It's not well known. Many people don't know about it. And it's right here. Let me go on this back side here. You can kind of get a better idea. So you can go right here, and let's drop a pin down there, and you can kind of get a look at what I'm talking about. But we're going to get a really cool view of the Roman Forum. So there's the Roman Forum, and let me throw a video in here to give you a better view. Okay, now we're going to continue on. I'm going to switch maps here. This is the Kamoot map. So it just walked us through this area here where my finger's at, hand's at. And we're going to walk around. We're going to walk the streets here, and we're going to head over, entering in near the Jewish Ghetto, but we're going to enter at the Theater Marcello, which was built in 11 AD, right here on where this says 2. And right here are some really cool ruins of the Roman Forum, but they're free to go into. And then we're going to come out of the ruins right into the Jewish Ghetto, right, which is right along this road here. Let me show you from another perspective. So here is the Theater Marcello that we just talked about, and you're going to be crossing the street here and walking right through all of these cool ruins, right onto the right out into the into the Jewish Ghetto right here. And the Jewish Ghetto is a great place to stop and get something to eat, get lunch, have a meal. It's a no vehicle area. There's no cars in this area, so it's pedestrian only, which makes it very convenient. Oftentimes there are street performers. If you're there on a Saturday, it may be fairly quiet because Saturday is the Sabbath for the Jews, and there are a few restaurants open, but it's not nearly as lively as other times of the week, especially on Sunday. From there, we're going to walk right out to this main road, which you see right here. And from there, we're going to take a right, heading over to Torre Argentina. And this is Torre Argentina down here. And right along this wall, back here on this building here, there is a great little pizza place. It's more of a takeout pizza place. And you can grab some of the best pizza in Rome, I think. Anyway, it's very inexpensive. You can grab a piece of pizza, walk across the street, and check out these ruins here. And this is also a cat sanctuary, a cat colony. So you can kind of see what cats are out there. I don't know, sometimes there's a lot of cats and sometimes there's very few. But anyway, there's some cool sights to see. This happens to also be where Julius Caesar was murdered. And they also have some platforms on this area that you can walk down into and check it out. That's fairly new as of 2023. Okay, so from there, let's head back to this other map. So we went through the Jewish Ghetto. We're over here in Torre Argentina. Now we're going to make our way to one of the oldest markets in Rome. It's called Campo dei Fiori. This is Campo dei Fiori down here. And you should be there in time to see all of the vendors. And then we're going to leave that area and head over to, we're going to zoom out here. You're going to see right here, it's not very far at all. This is Piazza Navona. And here, we'll go down and take a look at that. Now from Piazza Navona, we're going to one of Rome's most important buildings, and it is the Pantheon, and this is it right here. We're gonna go down here and take a look. The Pantheon, in my opinion, is one of the coolest buildings in all of Italy that I've ever seen. What's cool about it is it's so big and so out of place compared to other buildings around it. It just speaks of like how great the old Roman society was. We're gonna make our way to the Spanish Steps. Oh, I'm sorry, no, we're gonna go to Trevi's Fountain, and then to the Spanish Steps. So Trevi's Fountain, it's not real close. It's probably about a 10-minute walk or so to Trevi's Fountain, which is right here. And it's 400 or 500 meters away. And this is Trevi's Fountain. Let's go down and take a look at that. If we go to a digital currency, I wonder what we're gonna throw into the fountain. Do you know that over $1 million a year is thrown into Trevi's Fountain? After we leave Trevi's Fountain, let me switch maps here to the Kamoot app. So we were at the Pantheon here. See, we started with Piazza Navona, now we're at the Pantheon, and then we're at the Trevi's Fountain. And from there, we're gonna head over to, and there's a few other stops of, sites of significance along the way. We're gonna head over to the Spanish Steps. And we'll go to Google Earth for that real quick. So the Spanish Steps are right in this area over here. Let's see if I can find them here quickly. Yeah, this is the metro for the Spanish Steps, and the Spanish Steps is right here. This is the top. So you'll be entering down here at the bottom of the steps, and let's take a look at that. After we're done checking out the Spanish Steps, if you would like to, there's a little, just a side note, over here in this building, just down from the Spanish Steps, there is the first McDonald's in all of Italy. And it's pretty cool McDonald's. I mean, even if you don't like McDonald's, it's worth going into, but this one is especially important and significant. So yeah, I would recommend you take the walk over there and take a look. But if your time is short, this is where we're gonna get on the metro. It's just a simple 30, 40 yards and you're to the Spanish Steps metro station. So again, if you are coming from Civitavecchia, this may be the end of the day for you. You may need to get back to your boat, and this is where you would do it. You'd get on this metro here, head to Termini, and then find the train heading back to Civitavecchia. For those of you that have the evening to spend, this is what we're doing next, and this itinerary just keeps getting better. Now, you've seen a lot of stuff so far. We've been at a leisurely pace. We're not walking especially fast or anything. We spent 4 or 5 hours from when we left the Colosseum. You've grabbed lunch, and it's probably around 4 or 4:30 in the afternoon at this time. And what we're gonna do now is we're gonna still get on the metro, but if you have the evening, then we're gonna head to Circus Maximus, which is our next stop. You will need to go to Termini train station, switch lines, head to the Circus Maximus, which is one stop beyond the Colosseum, and that's where we're gonna resume this itinerary. Okay, we're back on Kamoot app. So if we've done everything right, we're gonna end up here at the metro station right here at Circus Maximus. Then we're gonna cross the street, and this right here where my cursor is, this is Circus Maximus. It's now more like a park. Most of the stadium has been removed. There are some remnants of it here in this end. But anyway, it's really cool to walk down. Just imagine, all the chariot races that were there at one time. You can see the back end of the Imperial Forum and all this stuff over here. But we're gonna make our way right across. We're gonna make our way across this bridge here, and right down there is a really cool bridge that was built in 340 something BC. And it's only a fraction of the bridge remaining from back then, but it's amazing how much detail. There's these huge dragons on it, and it just amazes me that these things still exist today, that they haven't completely eroded. And that bridge, to me, it was one of the most fascinating things that I saw. I won't say fascinating thing I saw, but it was pretty cool. I mean, I guess because it was unexpected. But we're gonna make our way to Trastevere, and that is where we're gonna spend the evening. Let me go back here on the Google Maps. See, this is Google Maps here. We're gonna exit right around here. We're gonna walk across. These here is the seating that used to be there from the seating from the Circus Maximus. You're gonna walk across these fields here, and then right over this bridge. This is the cool bridge I was talking about. And then we're gonna make our way into what I think is Rome's best neighborhood. It is the Trastevere neighborhood. This part in here, there's a lot of nice restaurants in here too. You can look on your Google Maps, or not Google Maps, but Google reviews, or on TripAdvisor, and find a great restaurant. But as you travel down this road closer to Piazza Santa Maria, which is right here, you're going to find more and more restaurants. And this area in here is just so fun just to walk around, get lost in the streets, check out the vendors, go get gelato, get a coffee, and just really enjoy the evening there in Trastevere. And it's, by now you walk, forward, it's going to be, getting close to 6 o'clock. You can spend as much time as you want down here, let the wind blow you where it wants to blow you. One thing that's kind of cool is right at this pedestrian bridge, you've got like a little amphitheater. Let's show you. If you've had dinner, this is a great place to go right here in this amphitheater. It's a great place to maybe grab a gelato or something and just kind of hang out here on these steps. And oftentimes you're going to find like street performers or other activities right here in this area. I'll show you what I found the last time I was there. Here we have a concert in the park. Let's sit down and take a listen and see if these guys have got talent. I know this video was a bit long. I do appreciate you sticking around. I would really like to hear what you think about this blitz style approach to Rome on the very first day. I personally think it's the way to go. I think it will help give you perspective. It'll help orient you. Tomorrow you'll feel much more comfortable, getting around Rome. Rome is such a great city. I love Rome. And hopefully it will take something away from this video that will help make your next trip to Rome your greatest adventure yet. Alla prossima. Thanks again. Bye.
Grazie mille a tutti e buon viaggio.